addition to water-based varnishes, Chroma produces solvent-based varnishes in an invisible, a satin, and a gloss finish. Now, these solvent finishing varnishes are suitable for a protective coat on both your acrylic and your oil paintings. So they're great to use when you produce a painting with Atelier Interactive or with archival oils. The demonstration painting that I produced today has been done with archival oils. Now, when you work with solvent varnishes, there are a couple key points to remember. First and foremost, make sure you are varnishing in a well-ventilated area. Because you're dealing with solvents that release fumes, you want to make sure that you've got that ventilation so you keep that risk of the fumes pretty low. The second thing is that if you're going to be varnishing an oil painting, you want to make sure that your painting has cured at least 6 months before you apply a varnish. If you have produced a very impasto painting, you might even want to wait, 9 months to a year. This painting here was done mostly with a palette knife using my archival oils, just a little bit of medium, and this I've let go for about 9 months, and now I'm going to be ready to varnish it. Now, let's say you wanted to use a solvent varnish on your interactive painting. I would definitely go for it. I strongly recommend using the solvent varnishes because of their ease of use. If you were going to be varnishing an interactive painting using one of our Chroma finishing varnishes, I would suggest still applying your isolation coat first once your painting has been cured, and then putting on a solvent varnish. One of the great things about these varnishes is that they are removable. So with just a little bit of mineral spirits and a soft rag, you can remove that varnish and get back down to your painting, which is why when you use an acrylic painting, we recommend using that isolation coat of binder medium. Okay, I'm going to varnish this, and I'm going to use our satin varnish. Now, whenever you are using an invisible or a satin varnish, you gently want to just shake your bottle just a little bit, because these have some matting agents in them, and sometimes matting agents can settle. So just swirl it around a little bit. Again, because they are solvents, you don't want to just leave this cap open. You just want to pour a little bit out of what you need. And then just cover up the cap again. You want to use a wide, soft brush, one that's going to be appropriate to the piece. And in this case, I have another, about a 2-inch watercolor brush, a nice flat one, something that's nice and soft. And I have this brush reserved specifically for varnishing. Now, just like with water-based varnishes, you want to apply a nice, smooth stroke. You don't want to do a very heavy varnish at first. Varnishes are best done in thin layers. And you don't want to overwork it as well. You want to make it nice and even. Try and just do one stroke and don't touch. Of course, if you see a little bit of bubbles, you can try and work them out, but don't brush it out too much. You might have some unhappy results. And I like to do a thin coat horizontally, and then once this is dried in about 24 hours, I'll come back and I'll do a second coat vertically. As you can see, this satin varnish is already increasing that color depth. It's helping to even out that sheen, and it's providing a protective coat from all of the things that are in the atmosphere. Dust, and maybe a little bit of mold, and all sorts of smoke, things that you don't want to dirty up your painting. There we go. It was really pretty simple. I'm just going to let this dry, and then I'm going to come back, and in about 24 hours I'm going to apply another coat vertically, and then I might even apply a third coat going in the direction of my brush strokes. And once that's all done, I'll come back and I'll show you the painting again. There you have it, my archival oils painting varnish using Chroma's solvent finishing varnish in satin. I'm very pleased with the result. I applied 3 thin coats, horizontally, vertically, and in the direction of the painting strokes, letting each coat dry thoroughly before applying the next coat. I cleaned my brush with mineral spirits when I was done, and now my painting has a beautiful satin sheen, not too matte or too glossy, just enough to bring out the colors. All of Chroma's finishing varnishes are non-yellowing, self-leveling, protect against mold, and are removable. I recommend these varnishes for any interactive acrylics or archival oils painting. But of course, with any new studio skill, practice first before applying on a masterpiece. For more information on varnishes, archival oils, or interactive acrylics, please visit our website at www.chromaonline.com.